Okay, so I'm lore nerding right now. Okay, so I love this song. I think the song is fucking awesome, but I'm noticing a few things. Noticing a few things while I'm rewatching this. Number one, is this a fucking Necronomicon? um, Hold on. No, I think I'm going a little crazy because like usually like in this like it's showing off like the weapons that the girls usually carry like the fucking claws from the claws of them, but for some reason the claws of the Bao Baos, right? In just like her like weapon is, yes, it's the katana, but it's usually like her weapon is her ability to cause madness with the people around her, because she influences other people's emotions, and then with Narissa's, it's you know, with Narissa's it's her fucking it's her tuning fork, but. But with Shiori's, isn't Shiori's usually her quill or a pair of scissors? Like that's usually what I associate with her whenever it comes to a weapon. But the Necronomicon keeps popping in my head every single time I watch this fucking video now, because I've been watching this like on loop, like just to understand what the fuck is going on, because this is a prequel to the. I'm going insane. I'm going into this okay. So this is the first of 5 songs, which they haven't released the other 4 yet. They're gonna be releasing the other 4 today, hopefully. I think with the fucking with the 2-year anniversary concert. I hope this dates it. It's 1:26 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. As of the time recording. Um, and this is all live, unscripted too. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy on the beat. Okay, so and also the, the the lyrics as well. Okay, so for the longest time, it was my impression that a lot of these girls were like falsely imprisoned, except for basically Shiori and Narissa, kind of. Because Narissa has said that whenever she went in prison, she was essentially a child and she was shorter than what Bibu's height currently is, which Bibu's really fucking short. Anyway, um, and with the Shiori, uh, she came into knowledge that she wasn't supposed to and tried it by accident, but it was because of her ability to understand the knowledge and they kind of influenced her. She got one little crazy and sick on the beat, so she got in prison. So though it's not her fault that she came across the knowledge, it is her fault that she went in prison because because she understood it and she succumbed to it. I guess it's so I guess she kind of did, but whatever. But with the Bao Baos and with Bibu, it was always my impression the Bao Baos just pissed off the royal party because like their lore is they were sent to prison because they were, and I quote, royal pains in the behind, or pains in the royal behind, or godly behind, whatever. So I just assumed, oh, they were annoying, so they were imprisoned because of that. And with Bibu, it's like her lore is heavily implied that she was imprisoned not for. She was imprisoned because of without she unwillingly influences other people to be fucking crazy and stupid on the beat. So this song puts a lot of things into perspective for me, and it's getting me upset because I'm lore nerding a little too much listening to it. When the day this came out, I was going crazy. Like I was going crazy in several friends' DMs, and I was pissing them off. But okay, so there's something else I want to pay attention to, which is the scenery in the backgrounds here. Because right here in the background, you can see that this is like a stage, which is like, which is where, like, all of the girls are urban, except for Shiori, who spends the entirety of this MV in a fucking, in her own personal library. I'm assuming it's a personal library, or she broke into a library, which is where she found the Necronomicon. I'm not sure. Just noticed the little team the team Tomodachi fucking thing in the background. That's irrelevant. Anyway, I'm also noticing this barcode frequently here. I think that's just visual flair, and I have no way of like scanning it. Um. Okay, so shaking up the crowd. Okay, so was it like Narissa's thing? Okay, Narissa's thing is that she makes people go mad with her voice, which is why the gods ripped off her horn and threw her in prison. Um, But this MV also important to note here, Nerissa has both of her horns. She has both of her horns. Her horn, one of her horns is ripped off. So already, like, it calls into question the nature of, like, are they telling the truth of whatever the fuck they got imprisoned over? Because Narissa had, like I said, Narissa was imprisoned when she was a child and shit like that. All right, so this song, like already with that, it sets that question in my head. I'm going crazy. I'm lore nerding and I'm speaking frantically. I don't like this. Anyway, um, okay. So those two make sense. The Bow Bow's lines, making some noise when I'm not allowed, living my life out loud. That makes sense. That is 100% like in line with like they're fucking dogs. They're high energy. I guess they were just too much and they essentially just got sent straight to the fucking pound. Like does that make sense? Okay. Okay, but then the scenery rapidly switches. We're no longer in like a fucking city. We're no longer in like in fucking in we're no longer urban maxing. We're now book maxing and fucking read cells. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. But I've awakened. Okay, so, see this part for the course where I keep indulging in my every whim. All right, once again, and also let it out. Once again, makes perfect sense for the Baobaos. Don't blame me if I'm shining too bright. This is in line with her lore because it is said that like her brightness and like how much she shines is entirely based on the emotions of the people around her, and her shine amplifies those basically. But it's only influenced by like the volume of emotion around her. Okay, so this one also in line, but it feels like she kind of wants it to happen, but doesn't. She wants it to happen, but doesn't want the accountability. Okay, I'm going crazy. That line, not. I'm embracing my madness. I am embracing my madness. Who says that? Because yeah, the bright purple, the lavender, that's Shiori. Is the dark purple? Yeah, that's Bibu. Bibu, I'm embracing my mad. A girl. I was on your side for an incredibly long time. I'm still on your side. You're cool. You're cute. You're the fucking you're the brainworm that lives inside me, and like half of the reason I fucking spew the shit I say anyway. But girl, you're supposed to be falsely imprisoned. Like that's like one of the biggest appeals of your lore is that you are not in control of how you influence people. So you being imprisoned for the safety of the people, not because you are violent, but because you make these people violent, is very interesting, and it makes the Advent breakout so cool to like learn about because no one knows what's gonna happen next, which is really fucking cool. But the the massive implications that the song brings, that the girls already were violent and mean and evil and fucking it, and all of this stuff, all right, that they were inherently bad people is so, one, incredibly interesting, and two, it's so like you waited 2 years to tell us this. Um. Okay, so okay. It like analyzing specifically like Bibu's lore and how it completely contradicts like the nature of like what her lore originally presented, and also Shiori's presence the entirety of this song. Like it's I'm going crazy. So Shiori, what does that mean? Shiori, what does... There are loopholes unspoken, the rules cannot be broken. I'm assuming that this lies into her previous, like, solo line. Alright, which was, she's awakened to wisdom. Okay, so, like, she knows the laws of the universe, and she knows how to break, contradict, and also, like, fuck it, and, like, work around them. Which is very interesting, but... And I'm assuming this also works through her, like, reality warping powers, but... You were in... You had the knowledge of this prior to being a prison? Because I thought, like, what allowed you to break out of prison was you understand, like, finally fully grasping these powers and, like, getting out of prison. So, because they haven't released another MV relating to the Genesis lore, or to the Breakout lore at all. Come on, I need more. I need more. But we're not getting any more. This is dropping right after the concert. That's pretty funny. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway. So, does Bibu have grandiose delusions? Is this what makes a majority of the people around her go mad? Go crazy, and like what influences their heightened emotions? She has grandiose delusions, so it makes other people around her amplify their emotions to grandiose levels. Because what do you mean you're writing your story flames and glory? Like, girl, what? It's very interesting because I don't know how to put it into words. Like, it's a concept in my head and I can't spew it out, but I'm trying. Bibu, you might be the fucking evilest one here because Shiori just wanted to learn. The Bao Baos just want to have fun, and Narissa just wants to sing. But you outright want to fucking make people around you find you grandiose. And it seems like you're willingly using your ability to influence emotions to reach your goal here. And it's very crazy because I still have no idea what this means. So is this my problem? Does this, like, is she able to essentially see into like this hidden reality of amongst the world around her where she's able to like thrive? I don't know what this means, but it's interesting and I'm going crazy thinking about it. You have no idea how much I lore nerd about the EN lore, but specifically whenever it comes to Advent and Justice lore, I go crazy. Because what do you mean? Is this my promise? Like, I need to know. I need to know. I don't. I wish I had people who were interested enough in this to take notes and also look into this on their own, so that way we can compare notes and draw conclusions. But unfortunately, I only have one friend that's a Gravity Falls fan, and they don't watch HOLOLIVE. So. Okay, so all these feel standard for like for wait, no, actually I was starting to making awakening and taking a bow. And it is the Bao Baos that are saying this. And I always thought, okay, so their high energy is what always led me to believe that they were like they were just like, they have high energy and they can't control it, and so like they essentially, I don't know what the fucking term for it is now. Whenever I was a kid and I was 10, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and that's what I'm gonna say it is. It's fucking Asperger's. These girls have Asperger's. um I just assume it was that, like, they lack impulse control in this. But this right here sounds like they're willingly using it. So like this song just puts a lot of things into perspective about specifically. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was just like back thinking, back of my head. The Necronomicon that was shown earlier in the MV, because Alkun, Ina's little book, is also a Necronomicon. I'm gonna take a look real quick. 214 is where I'm at. Hold on. So I'm forgetting how to spell out. Um, that's not the. Oh no, hold on. Uh, all right, hold on. Okay, Ina's Necro Book of the Ancients. Universal Battlefield Wiki. What? What? What the fuck is this? I've never heard of this wiki before, but we're getting Haru. Hi there, Haru. What you doing there? Sorry, that's my favorite Uma. Unknown. I always thought this was referred to Alku as well. But if we're taking a look here, these look similar to like stuff that the ancients would write. I don't know, this looks like similar markings to the ancients. Because I know that a lot of Ina's, Sana's, and Shiori's lore are intertwined. But does Shiori know the knowledge that's presented in Ina's Necronomicon, or is she in the possession of another Necronomicon? I think this is a different Necronomicon. Like I'm 90% sure. Also, I was at 214. Also, right here, this part of the MV. So this right here is like it's showing the areas that these girls usually hallmark, right? So it shows that Narissa, I'm guessing at Narissa's concert, what broke out was at Narissa's public concert, what broke out was a rampage for like people just went mad and started fucking burning and started causing fights and shit, right? And then this is where Bibu is at, and I'm guessing it's the same thing. But right here, this is the one that confuses me because these are all just digital screens, and every single one of them is completely demolished, and this is where the Baobaos were. Also, what is this? The color green is like, it shows up here every once in a while. What does it mean? I feel like I'm reading too much into it. I feel like I'm like, the curtains are blue, so this means they're depressed, like type shit right here. But none of the Advent nor any of the no, actually, I forgot to say any of the Justice Goes to Creed. Cece's right there. Sorry. Is this like Narissa was in prison for what was it, 10,000 years, and Bibu was in prison for 8,000 years. All right. Cece would probably be the only person in the Advent Justice lore that was around for the probably the only Advent member that was around for the imprisonment of those girls. But back to the point. Anyway, the fucking the Bao is destroying all the screens around. There's no other damage. Nothing is on fire, and they're like it just seems like they just fucking beat the shit out of digital screens because they didn't win their gacha because fucking Fuwaba's a gambling addict and Mokoko loves gambling as well. Well, but this one right here, this one confuses me. What do you mean that that the library that Shiori was in, whether it be her own personal archiving library or like a library she broke into? What do you mean it just froze over? is she in hell and did she come across knowledge in, like, you know, the phrase blank will happen when hell freezes over? Did she come across knowledge that wasn't supposed to be learned and happened, and because of that hell froze over? Or am I just like grasping at straws? Am I fucking melee Marth grabbing right now? I feel like I'm melee Marth grabbing. Anyway, it's the fact that this isn't destroyed. It's just now frozen. It's just cold, basically. But all the other settings got destroyed. What? I'm go. I'm going. This is a fucking three. This is a 4-minute MV, and I've been rambling for 20 minutes. Fuck me, man. I like the lore. I genuinely like this lore a lot. But what the fuck? Leave your restraint behind. Do these. Do it about like so. Like this lore just calls into question all the fucking girls, basically. It just all of the girls willingly do the things they do that break the law and fucking upset the gods and fucking and put people in harm's way because they want to, because they know they can and they want to. And so I'm wondering, because this is before their prison time, I'm wondering now, what the fuck? What? Okay. Another thing is, all the girls are thousands of years old, except for Shiori. I'm assuming Shiori is like somewhere in her mid to late 20s, which is why I'm guessing she's never present at all during like the city settings of this MV. I think so. I don't recall seeing her anywhere in the prison settings, but something that like I don't know if Shiori is thousands of years old and she hasn't aged because of the gods, or if she's like just still in like her 20s or something, and she has the knowledge and she's only had the knowledge for a few years. I don't know, but it's very interesting that Shiori is not present at all during the city setting of the MV, whereas all the other girls are. I know I've already said it like 3 times. Also, that line, to be outrageous, the chaos is content. Bibu, you are 100% willingly using your emotional influence on people to make them go crazy because you have a grandiose delusion of yourself. I believe that's what it is. But, anyway. I'm just so curious. Sorry, I never said hits this fucking note so hard. Wait. This is the only time she already with all 5 of the girls, and it's at the MV. But once again, these girls are in their individual settings. Once again, at the MV. The Babaos in the alleyways, Shiori in the fucking library, and Nerissa and Bibu. Nerissa at the fucking intersection where a concert was, and Bibu in the streets, I'm assuming near the fucking concert hall. But, once again, the separation of Shiori from the rest of the girls here is super, like it's so interesting to me, because what do you what am I to dissect here other than what I've already done? Like, what others? So I know that Shiori was the person who planned the fucking. Wait, right there. The backgrounds are in the background here. All right, city, alley, library. Okay, so what does this mean? Like, I want to know, why is there attention drawn to the fact that the girls aren't with each other? Why is there attention drawn to the fact that the girls are not with each other? I am because, like, comparing it to other canon things within Advent lore, this one has made me go the craziest. Just because they have not said anything after this This is the latest update to the lore that we have. And like, and they said, and they were just like, "Hey, wait, no, sorry, that's the MV again. Fuck it, right here, prologue, right here in the fucking description. This is chapter 1 of 5, and we haven't gotten any of the other ones. I assumed they would be coming out on like a weekly basis and build up to the concert, and the fifth song was gonna be the concert. It was gonna be, but no, no, that's beside the point. What is what do you want from me? what, what do you want from me? Like, there's a focus on the fact that Shiori isn't in this city. But I don't know what they want me to. This is 26 minutes long now. And all I've rambled a 3-minute video and lengthened it out to 36 minutes. And I haven't made a concise point as to what this could like allude to, other than the nature of these girls has always been they were evil, they were nefarious, they like causing mayhem, which is kind of something that was already being hinted to in prior songs like Sirens and Rebellion, and also kind of with the Justice lore with Renegade out, and like the Justice girls are like, hey, we're kind of like not doing our police thing anymore because we want to break the law to catch you because we're that mad at you. Like, that's basically what the MV is saying. And like, it just like, it calls into question, do the girls just like being, even after their prison sentence, even after they broke out and like they have the sense of camaraderie, they still don't see the inherent value of the society around them, only the camaraderie they share between each other. So like, I'm just wondering, what does it mean? I'm going crazy. I am going crazy because what? Hold on. Actually, I should. I'm gonna grab a thumbnail real quick. I'm gonna grab a thumbnail. Let's fuck it. Bam. Okay, there we go. Grab the thumbnail. What? So there are questions presented. Some previous lore questions kind of answered. Several lore things kind of retconned. But most importantly, the setting of these girls and in the times as well is so like, like, it's called into question. It's presented to us in this fashion that we should dissect it, and then it doesn't give us an answer, which I'm assuming the answer is in the later chapters of the MV, which, as I already said, aren't fucking here yet. Oh, I cannot wait to the concert. But anyway. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But also, maybe I'm not. And that's the bad thing. You don't know when it comes to EN lore. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Other times, it's not true, but then comes true later, and sometimes it was true and now it's not. And it's annoying. But at the same time, I'm a Gravity Falls fan. I thug it out. But I'm going crazy. HOLOLIVE lore, Advent lore, and Advent Injustice lore specifically, makes me lose my fucking mind. But what have we learned? What have we learned? One, don't get into EN lore if you're like me, because you will lose your mind. And two, this shit is juicy as fuck. That's the end of the video. Bye bye.